Something strange just happened. I was talking about how important it is to let go of the past and all that, and I've talked about it before. But I had something like 5 minutes of a video going, and all of a sudden my phone just zapped out of it, and the funny thing is the video's gone. It didn't even record, which is odd. At any rate, um, this video is for people who struggle with letting go. I struggled with it for the longest time because somebody else put the weight of having a relationship, the responsibility of it, the commitment of it. It's supposed to be 50-50, and they put 100% on me, sometimes 110%. And when I was finally able to walk away from it and truly take stock of what had actually occurred, I had, I was forced to. I had 6 months worth of time on my hands to look at it and to look at what had happened. And I think that I was able to sort through not just that time period, but the time period before that and the relationship prior to that one. And I was able to see it for what it was. That, as I once described, these were deeply insecure women that the first one was afraid to invest in her own life and take responsibility for her own actions, and the second one was afraid to put anything into any relationship with anyone because of how she'd been groomed when she was just a child. In the end, it made both individuals emotional cripples. They either had a sense that they could only operate off of emotion, or they did everything they could to hide emotion out of fear of it being used against them, that everyone they got close to was going to be grooming them based upon the emotion they showed. And this is tragically sad because these individuals, they tend to reach toward people like me who are in touch with both their logical side and their emotional side. They tend to reach out to people that show massive capacity for empathy and sympathy. And they do this and they take what they want and they leave the rest. They follow this behavior unapologetically. This is who they are. They don't know, I suspect they don't know how to even begin to apologize for the things they do. They seek justification in what they've done. Um, and they think that others behave this way as well. The reality is that the world doesn't function the way they think it does. Otherwise, they wouldn't have to manipulate, uh, the truth through legal means in order to get the outcome they desire. For women, by and large, it tends to be uh, easy for them to bend the system to their will, no matter how much they lie, no matter how much they connive. They're able to paint men, especially fathers, in such a light that uh, is favorable to whatever outcome they desire. Um, it's a draconian legal system based upon, uh, you know, empowering women to be able to bully men, too oftentimes fathers. Um, they use the people that surround them um, to prop up their own system of beliefs when, like I said, we're talking about deeply flawed individuals that have no sense of self. It's tragic. It's sad. Men go through this alone. Oftentimes, they eventually commit suicide. And these two women in my past, I believe, more often than not, they actually sought that I would self delete. Unfortunately for them, or fortunately for them, it never truly crossed my mind, except for maybe one or two times. But I faced my fears and dealt with what I had to in order to get through these horrifically awful moments that they engineered in order to destroy me. And because they didn't destroy me, whenever they face strife in their own lives to this day, and they want, someone dependent on, they go back to trying to target me. They think my life is easy. They think that I don't have my own list of things that I have to deal with. They think I've got it made. And by and large, I mean, people who are not a part of my life, they think I have it made. And I don't. My life is just as difficult as anyone else's, if not more so, because of the axiom more money, more problems. My problems are on a much more grander scale than before I ever got blown up by two Samsung 18650 lithium ion batteries. If the normal person, average person, had my list of problems, they would not be able to handle it. I believe that. I'm not saying feel sorry for me. I'm not saying woe is me. I'm just stating the facts. Most people could not walk in my shoes. That gives me an authority to some extent to be able to make videos like this and to assure at least other men that you will get through this one way or another. If you're having moments of weakness where you just feel like you can't go on, please reach out to somebody. And I mean, whether it's me or anyone else, you will get through this. It will get better. It's important that you know this. It's important that, people do love you tremendously. And you have a purpose. I have a purpose. We all have a purpose. It's just painful when someone you once shared your bed with is nonstop without sympathy, empathy, with full belief in the positive power of lying. When you see this person set out absolutely to destroy you in any way they possibly can, it's heartbreaking. It's terribly heartbreaking. I mean, it hurts so much that you can't imagine ever having joy or happiness in life knowing that somebody could do this to you. You think that it's going to end your trust in the opposite sex. I have to be honest, I really never thought that. I tend to take everyone at face value. Ernest Hemingway said, the easiest way to find out whether or not you can trust someone is to trust them. That might cause a lot of strife, some would say, but I tend to find that the strife comes with parables and lessons and is another opportunity to learn. And I love learning more than anything. Every day of my life is devoted to learning. So I don't feel the same way that others do about letting people of this manner erode your trust. I think it's important to still view the world with a childlike sense of wonder and amazement whenever you possibly can. And you should be able to. Nobody should deny you that. You just have to be man enough to deal with the consequences when the time comes. And believe me, I've been through enough heartache and horrific pain to know what I'm talking about. There is also, admittedly, there's a point to which if you continue to do that, you call into question your own sanity. However, going back to what I said, nobody has the right to take away your faith that there are good people in this world. They might be few, far, and in between, but they do exist. And under the right context, you will find them. You just have to keep going. Power through it. Because in the end, it will all have been for something. Not nothing. And it makes you a much stronger person than you could have ever imagined. And that's what's important. Grace under pressure. Truly living a life that is authentic in nature. As authentic as you can possibly make it or experience it. Um, yeah, there's still a lot of good fun to be had, and anyone suffering from doubt about whether or not life will get better, please reach out to me. I mean, I'd love to let you know that it does get better. Whether you experience, you know, bills stacking up, or someone stealing your car, or somebody stealing your money, all of these things are noise and nonsense compared to the experience of living life. I mean, they're a great hindrance, but they're not life. They're small, insignificant moments that will pass, and you will be back on top very soon. I promise you that.